Good morning, dear children. We will do a quick recapitulation of what we studied in the last class, and in this video I'll explain to you from line 195 to 245. Okay, so Ferdinand and Alonso, they have met, and Ferdinand is feeling apologetic towards his father, like a very loyal son. But as it is, we know that he is a very gentle guy. He's a gentle prince. Okay, just like Miranda is. So he says that, father, I have known her by I have known her since I came to this island. Okay, she is a mortal being just like you and I am. Okay, and then she said, and he explains that she is the former Duke of Milan, whom I had heard of but had never got an opportunity to see him. Now, by the virtue of marriage, I have become her. Prospero has become my father-in-law, or my second father. To which Alonso replies and says that if Prospero is his second father, then I am also her second father. That means Prospero very honestly, he expresses his honest delight by accepting Miranda as his daughter-in-law. So he says that I am also her father-in-law. But how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness now? But it is quite strange that I have to ask forgiveness from my own child, from my own daughter-in-law. So see, there is a lot of age difference. Okay, it's like a father and a daughter's relationship. And in this regard, we should also understand the time. Okay, in the 16th century Elizabethan time, everything had. There was a hierarchy of all beings, or you could call it the law of degrees. Okay, so Alonso, now see, he seeking forgiveness of Miranda. Now Miranda is beneath his station in life. That means Miranda's and Alonso's position, and then the age, it differs. There is a wide difference. Okay, there's a wide gap. So they regarded it as going against the natural harmony. So anything going against the natural harmony was not acceptable. So we are still doubtful whether Miranda, since Miranda has spent majority of her life in an island, so it's quite doubtful if she will be able to adjust in the new world that she will be introduced to. That is when she becomes the Queen of Naples by marrying Ferdinand. So okay, we'll understand this in more details. Gonzalo, excuse me. Gonzalo is an honest man. He is very true by heart. Okay, he wishes for everybody's good. So he says, I have inly wept, or should have spoken ere this. I had been crying within my heart. It's the tears. It's the cry that he. The cry of happiness. Okay, now that he has met Prospero, his former Duke of Milan, and Ferdinand is also alive. Okay, and everything is falling in his place. That is why, out of happiness, okay, then he sheds tears. He says that I had been crying within my heart, or I would have spoken something, or I would have spoken like you all. Okay, the other. In the previous lines, okay, in the initial lines, that is in the beginning of Act 5, Scene 1, we are told that Gonzalo was the one who was suffering the most, because his tears well up, or his tears roll down his cheeks like icicles that melt from the thatched roof. Okay, so he was like, he was very he was very worried. He was pained to see the king in such despair. Okay, in a very bad plight, because he believed that he had lost his son. So he says, now I was crying all the while. Now this cry is a happy cry. Okay, so look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither. Okay, he is praying to God. He invokes the gods. Okay, and then he says, oh dear God, look down on earth from the sky and bless this new couple, okay, new beautiful couple, with garland of happiness, because it is you. Whatever is happening is your plan. It is you, it is you who have selected them also. Marriages are made in heaven. Your partners are also made in heaven, or something. All these things kind. Okay, and then he says that what you are everywhere. It is all the events that are happening is also because of you. It is and it is you who have shown us the path and brought us here. Okay, you have kept us safe. Okay, everything is according to your plan. So dear God, please bless upon this couple. Bless on this couple, Alonso. I say amen. Gonzalo, that means since he was chanting his prayer, so to which Gonzalo says amen. Gonzalo, was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become king of kings of Naples? Milan, the first Milan here refers to Prospero, the former Duke of Milan, who was forcefully driven out of his power, was forcefully driven out of his kingdom. So he says, was Milan taken out from Prospero, or was Milan, stolen from Prospero? Okay, so that his children, issues refer to children, so that his children would become so that Miranda would become the queen and Alonso would become the king of Naples. Was it for a greater good that Prospero was thrown out of Milan? That means to say that now he is full of ecstasy. Okay, he's surprised also, and in a mood of joy he says that, and it is Prospero's expulsion is a boon in disguise. Okay, since it has made his daughter Miranda and Alonso's son Ferdinand the king and queen of Naples. Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy and set it down with gold on lasting pillars. That means this joy, the joy that we are experiencing now, is beyond the normal joy. Is not like an ordinary joy. Okay, there can be no greater happiness than this. Alright, so he says that since happiness and since joys and happiness are fleeting emotions, it just vanishes away in the thin air in no time. Okay, so he says that this moment must be captured. It must be carved on the pillars of gold that will last forever. So that everybody, generations and generations, will know about it. Okay, so this is a moment that needs to be captured. So, in one voyage, now this is important, in one voyage did Claribel her husband find at Tunis, and Ferdinand, number 2, Ferdinand her brother found a wife, number 3, where he himself was lost, Prospero his dukedom in poor isle, and all of us ourselves, where no man was his own. That means, this can be seen from two perspectives. In the initial acts, I think it is Antonio, I'm not quite sure about it, we need to check this. Okay, Antonio or somebody, they say, if they make Claribel the scapegoat. Okay, they say that if Alonso had not given Claribel in marriage to the king of Naples, then we wouldn't have to bear all this consequence. Now, the tempest that we are facing, the shipwreck and the sufferings that going through are all because of Claribel. Okay, Claribel's wedding to the king of Tunis in Africa. But now, this in Act 5, it is seen on a positive note. Okay, it's seen in a positive light. It says that it is one voyage only, travel and colonization. First, remember travel. Okay, it is in one voyage only that has given us so much of good results. One voyage has yielded a lot of good results. Number 1, the same voyage has given Claribel her husband in the king of Tunis in Africa. Number 2, the same voyage has given her brother Ferdinand with a beautiful wife Miranda, the daughter of former Duke of Milan, and the same voyage has also given us, has also restored Prospero his dukedom. The fourth one is the same voyage has restored our consciousness. Okay, where there were not a single man who were in the normal state of mind. Everybody was dazed. Everybody had lost their reason and had lost their reason and understanding skills. Okay, so please remember this. The same, you can use it in how the play is a happy ending. Okay, in your long answer you can put this, and then you can also use this in your while you write your answer for travel, okay, travel and colonization, and you could also, this can also come for, you can critically analyze it, and it can also be for short answer, short question and answers. Okay, Alonso, to Ferdinand and Miranda, give me your hands, let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not with you joy. That means now he blesses the couple, and then he asks them for their hand. He asks Ferdinand's hand and Miranda's hand, and he says that may God bless you, okay, may God bless this bond, okay. If there is anybody on earth who is against this relationship, may them be afflicted, may them be tortured, okay, may them be troubled with full of sorrow and grief throughout their life, okay. Meaning to say that, like, as if it is mandatory for everybody to approve this relationship, okay. He says that if at all there is anybody on earth who does not approve to this bond, then may their life be full of sorrow and grief. Gonzalo, be it good Allen. Enter Ariel with the master and boatswain immediately following. We know that Ariel had gone invisible to fetch boatswain and the mariners. Okay, so look, sir, here is more of us. I prophesied if a gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. That means he quickly remembers what he had prophesied. If you remember in Act 1, Scene 1, he had said that this boatswain, the stubborn behavior or the outer appearance of boatswain is an indication that he's born to be hanged. Okay, he's born to hanged here doesn't mean that he will suicide. It means that because of his stubborn nature, because of his very rude and insolent nature, okay, because of his retaliating nature, okay, opposing nature, this man will, I had already told you that this man was meant to be hanged by somebody for his behavior, and he would surely not die by drowning. If gallows were on land, this fellow could not drown. That means if there were an option, if there were some ropes on the ground, then he would have definitely gone and he would have definitely died in the gallows rather than drowning. So that means we would definitely be saved, and I was quite sure about it. Now he talks to boatswain and he says, now blasphemy that swearest grace overboard, not an oath on shore. Hast thou no mouth by land? What is the news? Now he says, blasphemy means disrespect for God. He says, you and your blasphemous speech, you were abusing, you were cursing when we were in the ship. Okay, when the ship was about to wreck, okay, you were swearing the mercy out of the ship. Okay, with your forward remarks. Remember that boatswain is he is also infamous for his foul remarks. Okay, for his foul mouth. So he says that now you were cursing us so much, you were using your blasphemous speech, okay, you're very abusive. Now, have you lost your tongue? Have you lost all the speeches? Where are those? Where are your foul language is gone? Now that you're on the shore, you are more safe. Where is it? Have you lost it? What is the news? He asks for the news. The best news is that we have safely found our king and company. That means the best news is that we have found that the King Alonso and his companions are all safe. And the second news is that the next, our ship, which but 3 classes since we gave outspit, is tight and near and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea. That means our ship, the second good news is that our ship, which was believed to have been wrecked, or which was believed to have been split up or destroyed, is now in a fine condition. It is now well fitted. Okay, it is now in a very good shape. Okay, it is now well fitted with gears, with all its equipments, with all its anchors and all its cables. It is ready to be safe. It is ready to sail. Okay, that is the best news, the second best news. And then Ariel to Prospero, sir, all this service have I done since I went. That means now Ariel is an obedient servant. You know that every time Ariel asks for Prospero's approval, that whether he has done the right thing or not. So he says that, sir, this was done by me upon your command, okay, and I did it after I left you. So did you like it? So Prospero says, aside to Ariel, my tricksy spirit. That means yes, he is like a shrewd. He's a very shrewd man. He's a king after all. His mind works thousand times faster and then thousand times better than others, isn't it? So he says that he praises him, and he says, encourages him, and says, my clever spirit, yes, you've done a good job. To Alonso says, these are not natural events. They strengthen more from strange to stranger. That means these events, like the events that are unfolding, whatever is happening, okay, the course of action that is happening does not seem natural. It is becoming strange. It is becoming more and more strange. It is going from strange, it is going to stranger. All right, it's becoming more and more strange. Say, how came you hither? Tell me, how did you come here? And then to which Boatswain replies, if I did think, sir, I were well awake, I would try to tell you, sir. If I were in my senses and if I were awake, then I would definitely try to tell you. We were dead of sleep, and how we knew not clapped under hatches. Then we were dead asleep. Okay, we were in a deep slumber and we were sleeping under the deck. We do not know how that happened. All of a sudden, we found ourselves sleeping under the deck. And then, where but even now, with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, jingling chains, and more diversity of sounds, all horrible, we were awakened straight away at liberty. That means he says that. And you know what, sir? Just a minute ago, and just just a while ago, we were awakened. And what awoke us? It was the horrible, the very terrifying, very trembling sounds, very disturbing sounds that woke us. It was the sounds of all sorts. It was jingling, it was clanking, it was howling, people shrieking. Okay, shrieking here means refer to loud, sharp cry, and all sorts of sounds that we heard, and to which we awoke. Okay, to which we were awakened rather. And then now remember that it was Ariel who was doing all this because he was invisible. They cannot see it. Ariel, through by making all this noise, he awakened them. So which they, and they are dazed. Okay, they are dazed means they do not, lack of understanding, and then unable to respond, and they are unable to respond, unable to understand. And he says, at liberty, the moment we got up, okay, we were set free, we got freedom at liberty, where we in all her trim freshly beheld a royal, good and gallant ship. That means, and when we got up, we were surprised to see that the ship which were wrecked, okay, the ship which was wrecked was completely fine. It was fresh as new. Okay, it was back. It was very gallant. It was very sturdy. Okay, and it was very fresh. It was in a fine state. It was absolutely and perfectly fine with all its equipments. And our master capering to eye her. When master got up to see this, he jumped with joy. Okay, to find that the ship was perfect, was in a perfect state. On a trice so please you even in a dream, we were divided from them and we were brought moping hither. We do not know, and it's like a dream to us, sir. And I do not know how we were brought here. We were completely and instantly, just in a fraction of a second, we were split from that place. We were split from others, and we were brought to this place. We do not know how we came here, who brought us here. It's just that we just landed up before you all. And then Prospero aside to Ariel, brave, okay, was it well done? Did I do it well? To Prospero aside to Ariel, bravely, my diligence, thou shalt be free. Bravely, you've done it wonderfully. It's like a diligently, very intelligently you've done this, so I shall grant you freedom. Alonso, this is strange as maze, as ever men trod. And there is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. That means maze is a labyrinth. It's a complicated path in which it has to be. It's difficult to find its way. It's like a hedge or a path. Okay, which is designed to puzzle. Okay, and there you have to, once you are trapped in the maze, you have to come out. It's very difficult to come out. It's difficult to find a way. So Alonso says that it's very strange. It's very it's not at all convincing. Whatever is happening, it's it's not to be taken lightly. These are strange happenings. Okay, he says that it's like as if we were trapped in a maze. Okay, it's like a maze that man has ever walked upon. Very confusing, we are completely dazed, and he is confused, he is puzzled, he is unable to understand. So he says that, and there is in this business more than nature. It is not just, it looks like it is not just nature that is involved in this. It is more than that. That means it is something very airy, something very, something like, something very magical, okay, very something as if it is like a spell that has been cast by black magic. Okay, this is something very, I mean, it's not natural, it's abnormal. All these things, the events are very unnatural. It is it includes, it is more than nature's involvement. It is not just the whatever is happening, the tempest, the shipwreck, okay, and then all of a sudden the ship gets, the ship is fine, and the boatswain and the mariners whom they thought had drowned is also back, and then all these actions, Ferdinand, they thought that was drowned, and he is also fine. So what are all these actions, the events that is happening, okay, is very strange. It is abnormal. It is unnatural. So he says, was ever conduct of some oracle must rectify our knowledge. Oracle refers to the voice of God. He says that we need an oracle. We need the voice of God to enlighten us, to tell us about the happenings, to tell us what is right, and whatever happened means there must be a saintly person, or a prophet, okay, or an oracle to enlighten us about whatever we went through, okay, because it is not convincing. It is unbelievable. It's very uncanny, and it's very airy. Airy means very ghastly, very scary. All right. So this much for today. Please make it a point to do the revision, either by listening to the video or by reading the text, okay, because without revision it will be very difficult to understand. And since Act 5 is an important act, okay, everything in this scene is important. So please do that favor for me. That much for today. Thank you so much for your patience, and have a good day ahead. See you.